guys, this is Zero Gaming here. Welcome back to my channel. So let's talk about another episode of Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, where today we will be going through the 4 characters that will be getting their Crystal Level 90 features in the upcoming banner. So starting off the bat, we're going to have Gilgamesh. So Greg is a melee attacker and a utility unit that semi-turn hogs. He's I consider a jack of all trades, but really a master of none. So his skill 1 now gravities the target bravery by 70%, and it deals 4 hit bravery plus single target HP attack dealt by 2 times, and of course he still have the 25% chance to paralyze the target. His skill 2 has 2 versions, which is Mad Dance and Wild Dance. There doesn't have any difference in the attack itself, just some extra potency in Wild Dance. Other than that, it's a 3 hit single target bravery plus single target HP attack dealt by 4 times. Aside from those, Gilgamesh also get his new LD. It's a 4 hit AoE bravery plus speed HP attack dealt by 4 times and provide him the Wanderer of the Rift buff for 4 turns. This buff provides a 20% self brave damage and HP damage up, and as well as a 25% chance to convert his HP attack into one of the following HP attack after taking a turn. So the converted HP attack has 4 different types. All 4 of them actually provides the same 4 hit single target bravery plus single target HP attack dealt by 2 times with a 20% splash, and the skill are a instant turn rate, as well as it extend Greg's buff by 1 turn and convert back to the previous state after using it. So the 4 types, the first type is called Ice Brand, which is Ramza's LD. It doesn't delay the enemy, but it does provide initiate a launch and batteries the entire party. The second type is Apocalypse, which is Cloud's LD. This one delays the all enemies by 2 turns. And the third type is Royal Sword, which is Onion Knight's LD. It moves the allies' turn to after Greg's turn. And of course the last one is Myth Graven Blade, which is Paladin Cecil's LD. This ability heals the entire party by 50% of the HP damage dealt, and the heals can be overflowed by 20% of the max HP. So really his LD and the RNG of his LD ability is what makes Greg so interesting. You have a quarter chance to get one of the ability that I mentioned before. You can either initiate a launch, delay the enemy, move all your allies' turn, or heal the entire party. So Greg actually gets this HP attack every 2 turns. Every time he uses it once, he'll convert back to HP attack, and after taking a turn from that HP attack, it will again convert his HP attack into one of these 4 attacks. His Crystal Level 90 upgrade allows his EX to deal a 4 AoE bravery plus single target HP attack dealt by 3 times and delays all the enemy by 1 turn. It improved his Real Mensch buff, which is his EX buff, which is now 40% initial bravery up and a 250% bravery regen based on his initial bravery. His additional ability also has an upgrade which extends the additional ability buff to 6 turns, providing a 40% attack up and a 40% self brave damage cap up. Greg also get a BT in this cycle, and his BT effect can go up to 4 stacks. Each stack is increased by having Gilgamesh taking a turn. So he can go up to 4 stacks maximum, which provides a 50% party damage up, 20% overflow up, 20% party HP damage up, and a 20% party HP damage cap up. And if you decided to green Gilgamesh, it can now provide another additional of 50% party brave damage up, which brings up the stacks add up to 100%, and a 10% party HP damage cap up, which brings up, adds up all total to 30%. So Gilgamesh really is a unit that is kind of different. He kind of turn hogs because he goes 2 turns every turn, but it's not too overwhelming. It's very RNG on his kit itself because you never know what you can get. You know what you may get, but you never know what you definitely would get. And it doesn't really matter if you can read what you get, because in the end you're just going to use it anyway, because otherwise you can't refresh the HP attack. So units that actually goes well with Gilgamesh is unit that allows him to take turns even though he's a semi-turn hogger. In this situation, I think Ram goes really well with him, and she's the only one that I can think of because you can't exactly run Aphma with him. because of the fact that Afmao is kind of a waste. Her bringing Gilgamesh into the front, meaning Gilgamesh will be using his HP attack, and then before he can turn Hogs again, it'll convert back into Afmao's turn, because that's just how Afmao turn hogging works. Gilgamesh won't be taking 2 turns at a time with Afmao there. So yes, I don't think Gilgamesh will go well with her. Ram is, of course, like I mentioned, Gilgamesh's best friend in this situation, because she allows more turn for Gilgamesh to use his unique HP attack. And because of Gilgamesh spontaneous 2 turns every turn, he can actually go well with Papalymo. Considering he's not exactly a DPS or a selfish unit, he's quite of a quite of a utility, and provide a very good BT effect to the entire party. So he's kind of aura bot friendly as well as a utility user. So I think Papalymo and him and Lutes will actually go well together. Gilgamesh other attacks are rather mediocre, but his really good attack is only his HP attack. You probably won't be using Gilgamesh for a very long time, considering his damage overall is just okayish, and his kit as a utility is not entirely reliable since it's RNG, but he's a very fun unit to go for. 25% for each attack is actually not an odds, I would say, that you want him to be the main utility of the party, but definitely a fun way to approach it. Like, you may get surprises. So coming up next, we have Kefka from Final Fantasy VI, the clown from Final Fantasy VI. He's a magic attacker and a disabler with a crippling debuff. He also has high turn rate with speed down debuff, so expect him to go a lot of turns as well, even though he's not exactly a turn hogger. Before we dive into the reward of his skill, just know that the plus version of his skill is there when the enemies are debuffed, which is not really very hard to maintain, considering Kefka's main utility there is to debuff the enemy. So his skill 1 plus now becomes a 3 AoE bravery plus speed HP attack there by 2 times, and his skill 2 plus becomes a 4 AoE bravery plus speed HP attack there by 3 times. Not much differences otherwise, just more HP dumps. His crystal level 90 improve his EX to now a 5 single target bravery plus speed HP attack there by 4 times with a 50% splash. His HP attack, which is his Meteor plus after using his EX, now becomes a 12 single target bravery plus only 1 HP attack, but does have a 100% splash to non-target. His additional ability also extends to 6th turn right now and has a 10% stolen overflow up as well as a 40% brave damage cap up. So Kefka also gets his BT plus in this cycle. His BT previously already provides a 5% party HP damage up per debuff on the target up to 40%. So when you have 8 debuff on the target, you'll deal 40% HP damage up. And with his BT plus, it now adds a 30% party stolen overflow up, a 20% party HP damage cap up, as well as another additional 5% party HP damage up per debuff on the target, and now up to 80%. So 10% party HP damage up per debuff, and it goes up to 80% if you have 8 debuff. So Kefka really doesn't get any upgrade except more HP dumps. His LD doesn't even get an upgrade from this. His EX, of course, like most crystal level 90, does get more HP attack, but other than that, it doesn't seem very significant of an upgrade from Kefka. His BT effect though does has a very nice 80% HP damage up if you maximize the debuff on the enemy. 80% HP damage up, but only a 20% HP damage cap up. So I would say Kefka would go well with this effect with a lot of HP dumps unit, but do not cap their HP attack. For example, Lutes, and of course Cloud, and Papalymo, and maybe Alice. With more crystal level 90 units coming downwards, I would say Kefka's HP damage up may be useful for those that has a lot of HP dumps than usual, but do not cap their HP damage. But Kefka goes really bad with units that, of course, as usual, have a lot of frame debuff. One of the very prime example of Kefka's incompatibility is Emperor. He, in my opinion, doesn't go well with Celeste as well, because Celeste has 2 debuff and Kefka in total already has 6. Maximizing with Celeste means that your Call's ability won't be useful after that. And of course, we have unit like Caius, a Mediatalian. So these units just don't pair well with Kefka with the fact that they apply so many debuff. Do remember that with Kefka's LD board, his LD applied 4 debuff from his skill 2 before silver framing them. So to silver frame his skill 1, you don't want to have more than 6. I mean, you want to leave open 6 debuff at least available for Kefka, so that his skill 1, the blind and the HP attack disable from his skill 1 can be framed as well. But yes, in my opinion, Kefka doesn't get too good of an upgrade. He's still doing what he does, except more HP attack. So it really depends on whether or not how often you use him before. It's like you want to use him mainly normally for the HP attack disable. And of course the clutch blind can be useful as well. But that's just normally how we use Kefka. Now with just more damage, so he can be more reliable as a third option into the team as well. So going forward from there, we'll be having Guy. Guy actually get a very good upgrade with this Crystal Level 90. He's a melee attacker and a reliable tank with great healing and battery capability to the entire party. He also enchant the party with Earth Elemental, so keep in mind when using Guy. His skill 1 now becomes a 5-hit Earth AoE Bravery plus single target HP attack dealt by 3 times. His skill 2 becomes a 4-hit Earth AoE Bravery plus full HP attack dealt by 2 times. His LD boards which he already had, but now has an improved, which provides him a 4-hit Earth AoE Bravery plus split HP attack, followed by a 6-hit Earth AoE Bravery plus split HP attack dealt by 3 times, which goes up to 4 total HP dumps. It improved his LD buff, now providing a 20% party HP damage up and a 20% party bravery damage up. His EX with the Crystal Level 90 upgrade gets one of the best upgrade here. It's a 5-hit Earth AoE Bravery plus AoE HP attack dealt by 4 times, and improve his EX buff. It's now it provides party bravery regen based on 20% of their max bravery, and it provides 20% self HP damage up as well as a 20% max bravery refund based on the amount of critical hit dealt by Guy per hit. So he get this K-Sith like attack from all of his attack with this improved EX buff. And Brave Regen also occurs after turn, so he can actually have a harder time being broken in this situation, yes. And his additional ability actually extends the buff to 7 turns now and provides a 20% party bravery damage up and 20% party bravery damage cap up. So Guy overall is a very good he now has a very good on-turn damage capability. The HP dumps on his EX and his LD as well as his skill 1 and skill 2 is actually commendable. He also benefit a lot from Brave Gain Up now that he has the K-Sith capability, which he can help with Pain, Garnet, Selfie, and of course Ishtola, both Earth Elemental attacker. Moving on from Guy, we have the last of the 4 unit, which is Rosa, which will come along with Gilgamesh banner. She's a magic and range attacker with massive healing and revive capability, as well as an aura bot. So she doesn't get any skill rework on her skill 2, but her skill 1 now does a 5-hit single target bravery plus single target HP attack dealt by 2 times with a 50% splash, and it heals party based on 50% of the HP damage dealt. Her LD now becomes a 4-hit AoE bravery plus split HP attack dealt by 3 times and improve the LD buff, and maximum stats, which increase based on the number of buff in the party. 3 stacks is the maximum, which requires 10 buff overall in the party. It provides a 50% party bravery damage up and 30% party HP damage up. Her C90 upgrade, which allow her EX now to become a 3 AoE bravery plus single target HP attack dealt by 4 times, and improve her EX buff. She now party regens based on 20% of the initial bravery. He provides a 40% party stolen overflow up, 20% party gain overflow up, as well as 10% self HP damage up. Her additional ability also extends to 7 turns and provide a 30% party attack up and a 20% party bravery damage cap up. So Rosa herself is an aura bot, and to be honest, aura bot and a healer is very easy to be slotted in as a third party member. They don't have a specific party unit that goes well with them. They are just good for being there. That's just how aura bots work. So to prioritize among these 4 for me is actually Guy. Surprisingly, he's one of the better upgrade given in this comparing with this other 3 unit. Guy gets a massive damage boost with this upgrade, as well as being the capability of being an aura bot while tanking the entire party. So that's what we call an upgrade, guys. Yes, Guy gets the best upgrade here, followed by Gilgamesh, because Gilgamesh and his utility may not be for everyone, but he does have a very good aura in his BT effect. Kefka is still being Kefka with a better aura in his BT effect, but otherwise doesn't have much changes with more HP attack. And Rosa to me is still the least prioritized unit I would want to go for in comparing with this 4 unit. And yes, that's my opinion. Personally, I would love to green Gilgamesh. I didn't get Locks BT in my main account, so I still have a lot of tokens saved up. I can green up to 5 units right now. So if I get Gilgamesh, I definitely green him. If I don't get him, then it's fine. I can just save my green for Titus and Squall, Cloud, and everyone else. But so far, yes, my target is getting Gilgamesh and run him with Ram, which will come up later after his banner. And Rams and Gilgamesh and maybe Papalymo would be a very interesting combo, but we'll see how it goes because Papalymo is in my alternate account. But yes, this is my target for now. Whichever account gets Gilgamesh first, and that account will green Gilgamesh. So yeah, that's my plan. What's your plan? Are you going to green any one of these 2? Statistically speaking, they are probably one of the least desirable BT plus in this Crystal Level 90 era, but they may be interesting enough to pique your interest. Like Gilgamesh, like I mentioned, he has a very interesting gameplay, so I definitely give him a try. But what's your plan? Let me know down in the comments below. So thank you guys again for watching. If you enjoy my content, consider subscribing and liking the video. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.